It's the first of its kind on the West Coast as a new sporting venue is making its way to Spokane. This morning, we take a look inside the podium.
He was the first to be vaccinated in Spokane, and now a local doctor is addressing vaccine concerns for our Black community. This morning, he joins us live to talk about vaccine disparity.
A break in the snow means Spokane might see the warmest temperatures we've seen in more than a week, but enjoy it while you can. More snow is in the forecast.
Appointments for vaccines at the Spokane Arena filled up in less than an hour, and now a state agency is taking over operations. This morning, the big change is coming to Spokane's mass vaccination site.
It's a show dedicated to hard-working Americans. This morning, a local drywaller and runner-up shares his experience on the show Tough as Nails.
Up with KREM starts right now with Jen York, Joshua Robinson, Jeremy Legoo, and Dana Marie McNichol.
6 a.m. now. Well, Spokane's new sports arena is putting the city on the national stage. It's called the Podium. It's the first of its kind building on the West Coast. Welcome back to Up with KREM. Great to have you with us. Well, next year it is set to host the U.S. Indoor Track and Field Championships. And this morning, Joshua Robinson is live in downtown Spokane to tell us more and give us a sneak peek. Hi, Joshua.
Hey, good morning, Jen. Yeah, that is really the big announcement we've talked about over the past week, is that arrival of the Indoor Track and Field Championships coming next year. But of course, right now, it's all about getting those doors open in November and kind of moving forward and getting more events to come. And who better to talk to than the president and CEO of the Spokane Sports Commission, Eric Sawyer. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Let's talk about how exciting it is now. You're giving the community the first chance to really see inside the building. What's it been like this week, knowing that was coming up?
Well, we've obviously been excited about this project for years, and to have an opportunity to get you guys in and the media to get in there and see what it's going to be and what it's all about and kind of get a feel and share that with the public. I mean, that was exciting for us. It's going to be an interesting ride for the community because this is kind of a unique building. It's something that we don't have anywhere on the West Coast. And I think there's still a lot of confusion. What is this place going to do? And I think for us to be able to help get the word out and have you guys share the message to the public is important for us too.
It casts a very incredible view right now. I don't think I've ever seen a layout of a building like this that kind of hangs over us this morning as we're talking. But we also have talked about how the pandemic has really forced us to kind of look at creative ways to get new events in here. Can you talk about what the podium itself allows for that creativity and maybe some of the things we're looking forward to in terms of how we plan in 2022 and beyond?
Yeah, sure. In our world, there's really kind of two events. There's the event that we bid for, like the U.S. National Indoor Track and Field Championships. That's something we bid against other communities to get that event to come here. And then there are events that we create. And I think the best examples of created events in the Spokane area are Hoop Fest and Bloomsday. So what we have is an iconic building. We have an opportunity to take a unique sport. Maybe it's indoor track. It could be other sports that could be housed in here. And we want to create some sort of an annual event that's unique to the Spokane area, something that we can call our own. And so we're going through a lot of a process right now, working with some of our local sports groups, certainly the colleges, the high schools, all of our area sports organizations, and saying, we got a venue, here's what it can do, let's talk about what we could create. And I think really that's what's fun. I mean, it kind of opens up a whole door for us in areas that we haven't been able to do in the past.
Now, Eric, you told me that over the past 10, 15 years, there is no revenue from any kind of tourism more booming than sports, right? So can you talk about the ways that the financial impact is really going to be seen pretty quickly here at the podium?
Yeah, well, right now, the tourism industry is just flatlined, as everybody knows. We're not traveling. And there's segments within the tourism industry like convention travel and you have leisure travel. One of the areas that we're hearing is going to come out the fastest of the pandemic is sports-related travel. There's so much pent-up demand in the sports environment that people want to get out and start to compete and play their sports. So we know they're going to start traveling for that. And the reality is you can't compete unless you're competing against your competitors. So we want to see that happen earlier than later. So the opportunity for us to have this building opening up here in the fall, early next year, that will help to give us kind of a light at the end of the tunnel to move forward with events that'll help draw more tourism. Now, why do we want tourism in Spokane area? It's kind of environmentally friendly dollars. It's money that's brought in from the outside. They spend it in hotel, restaurants, retailing, all the other things. Generates a tax base for the community that eventually, fills a pothole that we don't have to pay for. So there's a real, in a state that is really reliant on sales tax revenues to pay for public safety and roads and everything else, you want as many visitors in your community as you possibly can get.
And Eric Sawyer joining us live this morning, early in the morning. Thank you for joining us. Of course, we're all standing here kind of looking at the scene, looking out into the river area, looking out over Riverfront Park. Obviously, this is going to be a huge boon to the city of Spokane once those doors are open and the events start pouring in. If you have any questions and you want to catch up on the latest information on the podium, all you have to do is text the word podium to 509-448-2000. We'll get you the latest information. But for now, I'll send it back to you inside.
Oh, well, I'm actually outside, just like you. Put your hands in your pockets. It's cold. Get those hands in there. All right, there we go. All right, temps about as cold as we're going to get today. Temps down in the low 20s here in town. I took my hands out of the pockets. It's impossible to talk without your hands. I'm one of these people. You catch me out in public, I'm doing this. Sometimes I'm talking, but mostly it's just walking around like this. That's how you'll know it's me. 23 degrees with clouds early on this morning, and we are pretty cool across much of the inland northwest, but temps have bumped up slightly from where they've been the past couple mornings. We're up to the mid-20s just about everywhere, so it is a mild start to the day. We can call this mild. This is pretty close to where we should be this time of year in terms of low temperatures, just off by about 3 degrees. So in my world as a meteorologist, I get to call this a normal morning for the second or third week in February. By this afternoon, it's sunshine. And that sunshine should help bump our temperatures up. And we're talking some more warm weather returning to the forecast. It's a slow, steady increase. Tomorrow, it comes with a bit of snow. As that snow moves in, it looks like it arrives in time for that colder air to be in place. So it does look like it is going to be all snow for us tomorrow. But for now, just know that today is your reprieve. We're in the mid-30s with sunshine, and as that sun comes out, should help melt some of what's on the roads, maybe dry those out a bit. Oh, it's going to be nice, though. When you're talking 34, 35 degrees later on today, that's the warmest we've been since all the way back on February 7th.
Wow. All right, Jeremy, thanks so much. In the meantime, let's take a live look at our area passes right now. This is a live look at Snoqualmie right now, about 12 hours after the pass reopened, after it was closed for several hours because of dangerous conditions. WashDOT says there is snow and slush on the roadway right now, and traction tires are advised. Now, this is what the state website shows us this morning. All of the green that you see here means that the area is good to go and wide open. Meanwhile, Stevens Pass, a different story. The pass is closed this morning due to heavy snowfall, avalanche danger, and multiple spinouts. Experts will assess the pass at 8 o'clock this morning to see when they could reopen. Now let's talk about the other passes in the area. Lookout Pass is open, but the conditions are very slick with light snow. 4th of July Pass has slush on the roadway, but there is no snow or rain. The Idaho State Department of Transportation website says friction on the roadway is good right now. And taking a look up north, Sherman Pass has compact snow and ice on the roadway, and there is light snow coming down, and traction tires are advised. I'm keeping a close eye on road conditions all morning long for you, and will keep you up to speed. Dana Marie.
Well, we're going to take a look at what's trending online this morning. And in a press conference yesterday, Governor Jay Inslee announced 50 more schools will offer COVID-19 testing overall. Now, there are 22 districts in eastern Washington starting testing, including 9 in Spokane County. Spokane Public Schools are already offering COVID-19 testing, but now there are more school districts that will be offering coronavirus testing in Spokane County. So this list right behind me includes Cheney, Deer Park, Meade, Medical Lake, among others.
We need to continue this movement in this effort, because we still have thousands of students who have had a difficult time in remote learning, despite the tremendous work of their educators.
13 school districts have been participating in a testing pilot program, and the new schools will join them this month. Now, according to Governor Inslee, officials emphasized that testing programs will be tailored based on the school district. Some could be for students, staff, or a combination of both. And this morning, we do want to hear from you. Join our conversation. Do you think it's time to get students back in the classroom? Let us know on Twitter, or you could always text us your thoughts, 509-448-2000, and we'll be talking about your answers here on Up with KREM all morning long.
Yeah, Dana Marie, we've seen some people text in this morning saying, yes, it's been too long. Let's get the kids back in the classroom.
You know, this program is also a great way for parents to feel a little bit, safer and maybe relieve some of the burden on them having to get their kids tested. So, yeah, like you said, Jen, being anywhere closer to a sense of normalcy is so good for the kids.
Absolutely. All right, Dana Marie, thank you so much. And again, if you want to weigh in this morning, let us know. You can text us your thoughts, 509-448-2000. Well, every Wednesday, we are celebrating Black History Month here on Up with KREM. And this morning, we're highlighting a world-renowned jazz musician living right here in Spokane.
And coming up, we're talking warm temperatures today, snow returning to the forecast tomorrow, and what you can expect as we get ready for the weekend.